Hello friends, this is Raj Sastri from Raj Option Trading. Today is October 17, 2021 and we will talk about how to spot the trends with ETF. As you all know, exchange traded funds or ETFs are a great proxy for stock market. We can watch these exchange traded funds and see how the market is behaving and what are the trends. With that, let's jump in here. I got some quick trends for you. As of now, China is going higher a little bit, trending higher, positive. Solar ETF is also trending higher, and we got electric vehicles trending higher, but cannabis, which is really into marijuana, it's trending lower at this point. We'll look at many of these trends and see what makes sense and how to buy some of these stocks which are really a good buy at this point. With that, let's jump in and get started. So, from a major news perspective, we know inflation is creeping up here, so we got to be a little careful. Fed might pull some tricks here and increase the rates, which can impact stock market. And big banks have done well. Big banks are anticipating a rate hike, so that can help them to really lend money at a higher interest rate. And we got here raising energy prices here that can squeeze into companies' profit. And you have heard about supply chain shortages, semiconductor shortages, labor shortages. All these things can impact many of these companies as they announce the earnings. So we'll watch this. According to a survey, the bottlenecks in the supply chain can last into next year. And we got some good news in the vaccine front. J&J booster is backed by FDA, which is always good news, and that can also help the economy. And we got a lot of earnings coming up next week and this month. We got to be careful. There will be shortage talks, there will be inflation talks, there will be general supply chain shortage and labor shortage talks. We got to be careful here. And home prices are cooling off, kind of cooling off. We got to pay close attention here and see what we can do. So with that, let's jump in here, look at broader trend. From a broader trend perspective, let's jump in, look at the major indices here. We got S&P 500, QQQ, which is Nasdaq, IWM, which is small cap Russell 2000, and Dow Jones Industrial Average, and we got Russell 1000, which are bigger companies. As you can scan through here, with the exception of IWM, which is Russell 2000, a lot of the major major indices did very well in one day. But as you look through here in a 1 month time frame, S&P 500 and Nasdaq are struggling a little bit in a 1 month time frame. All of them have done well. They're almost at their one year high here, so we don't need to be very much concerned here. From a broader big picture perspective, keep a watch on SPY and QQQ because they're down for the month here. If there is more news around this shortage, inflation, that can impact these broader markets. That's where we keep a close eye here and go from there. In general, markets are cautious here. They're trying to see what Fed will do, and they're also watching the earnings and the shortage talk here. So with that, let's jump in here and get started. One thing I want to point out, even though major indices did well on Friday, look here, IWM is telling us, hey, wait a little bit, there may be something going on here. So Russell is typically a leading indicator here. Russell 2000 is telling us, even though broader market went up, be careful. So the party is not over yet. So we got to be careful here. IWM is a leading indicator that might indicate we might have some down day next week. Let's watch that carefully. So with that, let's look at safe havens here. We got safe havens when it comes to bonds here. Bonds are a little bit tepid or weaker on last Friday here, and we got gold also weaker here. TLT, which is a bond here, also weak. And as you look through here, safe havens are a little bit weaker on 1 day basis. They're also a little bit weaker on a monthly basis. But gold is getting some traction here. Gold is up for the month here. So as if there is inflation talks, Fed rate hike, and bond tapering, that can help some of these safe havens here. And we got to be watching carefully here. If stock markets tanks a little bit, these safe haven names will get some more love here, and money will flow into safe haven. So that's why we got to be careful here and watch out. Look here, we got volume here. Volume for some of these safe havens are very nice here. So that's why money is flowing into this safe haven, just to be cautious, just to hedge against this stock market. This is really a risk on type play. When the risk is on, money flows into safe haven. So with that, let's jump in here, look at the sector ETF. That will give us a good indication. So as you look through here on a one-day basis, utilities are a little bit weaker here, as you can see here, and consumer staples are weaker. Oil, XOP is a little bit weaker here, and we got all these communications around Facebook and all the bigger names here. Google, they're a little bit weaker here. One thing to know is XLC has been weaker for a while here. This is where you can pick up some buy some of these big names like Apple, Facebook, Google, Snap, Twitter, Pinterest, some of these names here, because that sector is weaker here. And as you scan through here, look at the monthly picture here. Utilities are weaker. As the price increases, rates increase, money will flow out of these utilities, go after some safe haven like treasuries. That's why utilities are a little bit getting weaker here. And as you scan through here, consumer staples and XLK, which is technology, that's also a little bit weaker. And XLC, many of these social media type stock, they're down big time. Good to scoop up slowly and go from there. And look here, home builders are also a little bit weaker here. So this is something to know here. As you look at this trend here, you could look at some of those areas and see if we can scoop up some of the good names in that area and go from there. And now let's look at few more ETFs here. Let's look at technology here. As you look through technology, technology is doing great here. Look, performance from a 1-year perspective and 5-year perspective, great performance here. And as you look through here, technology is a little bit weaker on a monthly basis. Look here, ARC is down on a monthly basis, and we got communications down, semiconductors down on a monthly basis, and same story, it's also semiconductors. And XLC here, which is communications. Think about these big names like AT&T, Verizon, and also your basically the social media stock like health, Facebook, and so on and so forth. They're also down. It may be good to buy some of those names slowly and go from there. Next, we'll look at healthcare sector here. Healthcare, as you look through here on a monthly basis, they're down. And also, if you look through ARC human genomics is down on a 6 month basis. Also, we could look at some of the good names in the human genomics area and take advantage of the downturn here. I'm sure they will do well as you go forward, and you could buy slowly. And some of my favorite sectors like IBB, XPI, it's good to pick up some good stocks in this area and invest and take it from there. And next we'll look at a few more here and look through countries. So as you look through here, China is back. Look at China here, FXI, Chinese large cap stocks doing nicely on a month basis here, picking up steam here. And look at China internet stocks here, they're also doing nicely. So I would slowly invest in some of these turnaround countries like China and take it from there. And as you look through here, we got Hong Kong and Taiwan. Both are down on a monthly and 6-month basis, but they're gaining some traction here. It's good to buy some of these stocks in these ETFs here and invest. On the other hand, we got Chile here. Chile is a little bit weak, as you can see here. It's turning around in one day. It's good to buy some Chile stocks or even Chile ETF for that matter and go from there. And now we look at crypto. I know many of you invest in crypto because of the nice turnaround it gives, and also ups and downs. Crypto can go up in a quick snap, and it can go down also. So I also like investing in crypto, especially because you can trade in and trade out nicely for a nice profit. As you look through here, crypto is doing great of late. It was really doing very badly month ago or 2 months ago. Right now they're turning around and doing nicely. Grayscale Bitcoin here are doing nicely for 3 months and great for 1 year, as you can see here, and fantastic for 5 years. So what I would do is really right now it's not time to buy some of these Bitcoin stocks and crypto stocks, but when the Bitcoin is down due to some issues, China issues, regulatory issues, I would scoop up some of my favorite Bitcoin stocks and take it from there. Right now, don't buy right now. As you can scan through here, RSI is higher. Good to wait a little bit and then buy when they're down big time. And now look at few more here. We got electric vehicle, some of your favorite names like Tesla, Neo, and whatnot. Look here, electric vehicles are doing great. As you can scan through here, they're doing great for 3 months, and many of them are doing nicely for 6 months. This Moon ETF here, it's not just EV electric vehicle. It also has got some other moonshots here. As you look through here, they are doing great. RSI a little higher here. Kathy is struggling a little bit with her autonomous here on a monthly basis, but generally they're doing nicely and they're rebounding here. You could pick up some of your favorite names with their low RSI here and go from there. And now we look at one more here. We got EV battery. As you look through here, we got lithium and amplify lithium here. Both are turning around, as you can see, are doing nicely. So I would wait a little bit here, and as it cools off a little bit, I would buy some battery names here and go from there. Look at some of your favorite names like Plug Power, Charge Point, and some of those names, and also some other great names. You could look up these ETF here and buy some of your favorite stocks. And then we got real estate here. As you look through here, real estate is a little bit tepid on Friday. As you can look at, IYR, which is one of the biggest one. Actually, Vanguard is a bigger one, but from a volume perspective, IYR has got great volume here. So a little bit tepid. It's also tepid or a weak on a monthly basis. It's good to look at some of the favorite names in these sectors here and buy them slowly into this weakness. Look at the RSI here. It's trending. It's high still, but we could look at some good names in these sectors and invest in those. And next, cannabis is down big time. So as you look through here, you could look at some cannabis names here and invest in some stock like growth generation, down big time. As you can see here, down very big time. It's also a rule of 40, meaning there is a nice sales growth and nice gross margin. And you could also invest in stock like Tilray, VFF with a nice sales growth, nice gross margin. And you could look at JAS and NBEV also. This is one of the weaker sectors, so you could take a look at few stocks in the weaker sector like cannabis here and invest in some of these names which are fallen down drastically. So with that, thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.